Hello again everyone, thanks for joining me on another episode. So I'm currently in the greenhouse at the moment. As always, when I bring you footage it seems to be either damp, snowing or some other outrageous weather conditions. But anyway, I've been and got some more of these scaffolds and my plan is to extend this carrot box here. So the carrot box is really going to go across to the window, down to the corner and then across, so you know I'll probably get about another 16, 20 carrots more than I can get in here. So what my plans are is I'll obviously build this, have a bit of a measure up, cut the timber at home. It's sawed into metre length, so it's probably about 2 foot square this section here. Get that cut. I'm going to cut and bore all the old compost out of here, and then this can go in the bottom of that before I fill it with some fresh grit sand, and then I'll let it settle, and then a couple of months time I'll look at coring the holes out, putting some fresh compost in and sowing the seeds. So I think that's going to be my job for today, whilst the weather's like it is, and I can still get it done, and then I'm not wasting time when it's nice in here doing other jobs. So also, after I've been here, I'll be going up to the other plot and I'll be doing my potatoes, chitting those, so I'll show you a bit of video footage from there too. So I'll catch you again very soon. So here's the finished product then, and it just ties in nicely with the other one there. It's about roughly a 2 foot square box. So I should be looking about another, as I mentioned earlier, 16 to 20 more carrots in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line the sides with an old compost bag. Reason for doing this, so if it gets any ants in, they can't burrow away and it can't escape the sand through the gaps and the cracks in the wood, etc, etc, like happened with this box a couple of years ago, which some of you would have seen on previous videos. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get some roofing felt tacks and tack it to the side, and then I can start putting some sand in and fill it up. Well, as you can see, all the plastic bagging has now been attached to the sides of the box, and I've just had a bit of a 10 minutes just boring out these old existing core board holes which I did last year, and what I've done is I've basically used that in the bottom of the new box of spent compost. So all I plan to do over the next couple of weeks is just top it up, level roughly with the top, same again with that box, top that one up too when I've got all the old spent compost out, and then I'll bring it all up level, give it a good watering so it'll sink, top it up again, and then it'll be ready for coring and planting the carrots around about the beginning of April. So that's it for down at the allotments on this site. I'm just going to go over to the next one and begin chitting my potatoes. I'm just in the shed down at the other plot at the moment, and I'm just come after dark, so I've got my little lighting contraption working up there, which goes off my car battery. So anyway, I've got my egg trays and these are the potatoes, so I'm just going to set these out to chit. Chitting basically means just to give them a helping hand and a start, try and get some little shoots producing such as these, and it's just to basically give them a head start when you come to planting them. Now your chits, wherever they're facing, want to be looking up, so if they've already started coming up you can just plonk them in as they come like so. But I use the egg cartons because they're nice, fit nice and easy in there. Some people you might see might use some cell trays, they're equally as good. So it's basically just sitting them in. You don't have to chip potatoes. In agriculture they don't chip potatoes. It just basically gives you probably a couple of weeks head start, that's all. Nothing major really, but helps you get an early crop. I did an experiment about 5 or 6 years ago, and there's no difference in the yields whatsoever. It's all about how you prepare said soil. So like I say, you don't have to chit them, but most people do now. You might see a few videos doing the rounds on YouTube where people are doing exactly the same. But I'll do this for about 8 weeks, and then they'll go into the ground probably early April up here in Yorkshire, when the ground's better and it's not sodden and cold and damp. So yeah, I'm just going to get these fired up, and I'll get them put in the trays and I'll be back with you in a while. It's the day after then. I just lost a bit of the battery last night on the phone, so I'm back now, and as you can see, they're all in the egg trays, all chitting away. There's another one just there. So anyway, a light, frost-free, such as a shed or windowsill such in a garage. I've had them in there before. Anywhere really where it's out of the dark, not going to get the white spindly long shoots what produces. It'll be sufficient. So anyway, I like to get it about an inch, usually get about an inch chits on these, and with the potatoes I usually leave it to sprout, and then when I come to planting I'll just rub off most of the chits and just leave 2 on. Reason I do this is because the less chits you have means less shoots, therefore the yield of potatoes should be bigger, in the sense of the potatoes will be bigger in size, not necessarily yield, just the size. The more shoots you have off, it will produce more shoots, more branches as I call them, and you'll have, you know, potatoes which are vast in quantity but not in size. So that's made sense. Last year I did it and we're getting some 15s, 16s, something like that on average, and there were some very, very good sizes. The year before I thought I'll just leave them to do as they please, and I was getting about 16 to 18, and they were about, what, golf ball sizes, maybe a bit bigger. Main crops were going up to tennis ball sizes, but I had some big jackets last year, so I was really happy with them. So that's what I do anyway. It's tried and tested. I've proved to myself what I like to do. You know, it was the experiment I did, so I know what to do and what to expect if I want to get bigger potatoes. Not only that, they store better anyway, and I'm still eating them now. So that's it for down here then. This is chitting the potatoes and tucked away for the next 8 weeks. So I've come back inside out of the elements, and I'm now going to sow a few seeds. First of all, I'm going to sow some aubergine, and that being extra long purple. I keep trying and failing with these, so I'm really going to do a bit of research on how I can manage to get a good crop. If anybody has grown these successfully in the past, if you can put any pointers my way, you know, it'll be much appreciated. I'm getting all the good leafy foliage on them, but they're just flowering and the flowers are just dying off. You know, they're not getting pollinated and they're not turning into fruit. So anyway, I've made 3 incisions into the pot of seed sowing compost. I'm only going to go 3, because if 2 come, I'll just go 2. If 1 comes, fair enough. So they're only little seeds about the size of a tomato. So I'm just going to drop 1 into each of the indentations I've made, like so. And then just give them a little bit of a cover, just like that. Just give them a bit of a squirting of water. I've got one of these like hairdressers things, because you can get a really fine mist on these. Just let it sink into the soil a bit, and then I'll give them another drink again. Right, then next I'm on to my cabbages, and the variety for this one is Golden Acre. So it's a round ball cabbage, and it's a summer variety. And what I'm going to do with these brassicas this year, however, is I'm just going to sow about 8. And the reason I'm going to sow 8 is because over the past few years, when I've sown quite a few, you seem to end up with a massive glut all at once, and you can't either get rid of them, give them to family, have them yourself, or even freeze them if you're full of freezers full already. So by me sowing just a few, I can have a succession of greens throughout the summer months into the autumn, possibly into winter if I really plan it right. So over each 4-week period every month, I'll grow probably 8 cabbages, collies, broccoli, etc. So I've got a nice continuous steady flow of summer greens. So just like the same principle as the tomatoes then, I'm just going to drop a seed into each station as such, cover it over, give it a bit of a watering in. They're all now been dropped into each hole, so I'll just lightly tickle the soil over them. Probably only need about 1/4 of an inch cover, something like that, 1/8 of an inch, whatever. Just nicely firm it down. Give it another good watering in like so. Now what I'm going to do is, once I've done the tomatoes and the collies next, I'm going to put the propagator lid on and stick it on the sunny windowsill, and then just the heat from the house will bring these on germinating. Next I've put some cauliflowers in, variety all the year round. I grow these quite often and they seem to do okay. So I like to get some variety which is all the year round, and then I usually get a winter variety. Mainly snowball. I grew a few snowball probably about 2 years ago now. I didn't put any in this winter for some reason. I just never got around to it. Far too busy with work and stuff. So the winter veg stock kind of plummeted. I didn't even put any purple sprout and broccoli in, nor any parsnips, which I usually like to get in. So anyway, enough of that. I'm looking forward to this year, and I'll make sure everything's well and truly planned into it. By me doing things like this, like I say, I can have a nice succession of harvest throughout the year rather than a big glut all at once and not being able to know what to do with or give away, which is a bit disappointing because you put all this time and effort in, so you want to reap the rewards, of course you do. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some tomatoes in. I'll just put a few holes in and drop a few seeds in there too. The last bit of seed sowing for tonight is going to be tomato variety Marmande, and this is a beefsteak variety which produces quite big fruits. Now I've sown 6 seeds in total. I'm only really looking for 3, so if I get any more I might just give them away, because like I say, the greenhouse will be taken up with quite a lot of the money maker and the gardener's delight, which, you know, the family like a lot of the cherry tomatoes, and the money maker's a good favourite too, and I grow the money maker for the shows, so I need a good batch to choose from for the back end of the year. So anyway, that's all the seed sowing for the time being, so I'll be back shortly with hopefully some more seed sowing of the peas and the broad beans to come. Just before I go then, I just want to show you the seedlings, some of which I planted just a few days ago, and just how they've come up very well. The peppers there to the right hand side of the tub, they're just starting to break through now. The tomatoes have been up a couple of days. Then I've got some cauliflower just poking their heads up here at the front. The tomatoes, the Marmande there, coming through. Cabbages are doing alright. And I'm just waiting for the aubergines just to make an appearance, and that's all the seeds so far coming up. In the next episode I'll show you footage of leeks, beans and peas being planted now. It's that time of year I usually get them in, so I'm really happy with all these. I know some of you will be thinking, you know, these might start to get a bit leggy, etc, etc, but what I normally do is I put some foil, line the bottom with foil and the sides as well, so then any light reflects each side and it brings the light towards the seeds and keeps everything standing nice and upright. I'll probably leave it another couple of weeks and let them go another couple of good leaves before I start transplanting them, by which then I'll put them into their own individual little pots and just keep potting on and potting on as required to the scale that they grow. So for this episode, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again on the next episode. Bye for now.